Over 1,000 days of the war in Ukraine, and the world hopes for a truce. But in quest of hope, has the German Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, opened a Pandora's box as he makes his first call to Russian President Vladimir Putin in 2 years. At least this is how Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky referred to the call between one of his key allies and his greatest enemy. On 15th November, Scholz reopened communication channels with Russia. According to Scholz's spokesman Stefan Hebestreit, the German Chancellor condemned what he called Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine in his call with Putin. Scholz further urged Russia to show willingness to negotiate with Ukraine and withdraw troops from the region to end the war. Meanwhile, the Kremlin confirmed the call and said that the Russian president had a detailed and frank exchange of views with Scholz over the situation in Ukraine. The Kremlin added that Putin emphasized the importance of the security interests of Russia as a prerequisite for an agreement to end the war. The Russian side has once again asserted that an accord should proceed from what it calls the new territorial realities. Russia has been demanding the surrender of 4 regions by Ukraine as a precondition for talks, which Kyiv has always rejected. As diplomatic efforts continue, Ukraine braces for its most difficult winter. The United Nations resident humanitarian coordinator in Ukraine, Matthias Schmael, is worried about Kyiv's fate.
As we are not only approaching winter, but also the sad 1,000-day mark since the Russian Federation's full-scale invasion in 22, we of course are thinking of the more than 12,000 people that have been killed and almost 40% of the people in Ukraine that are in need of humanitarian assistance. If the fear that there will be further targeted attacks against the energy production capacity of Ukraine, this would tip the scale. So I think the hope is that it's a race against time, but with everything we're doing, including the UN's winterization support I described earlier, we will help people get through the winter somehow, not with the greatest dignity, and avoid big movements of people.
The world leaders are set to meet in Brazil on Monday at the backdrop of the G20 summit. What is now to be seen is if a solution can be chalked out. Bureau Report, NewsX.